Let's go. Level up in tech. Level up legends. Let's go.
I don't miss. I don't play none. I don't diss. I don't say none. I go swish.
I go swish.
I
Woo!
with no A1. Tell the chef, I said thanks. Tell I'm in the bank. Tell my mom I'm living good. Tell my kids don't stress a thing. I go back to back on the drops. Drop a lot and she pack the bag. She shot till we drop. I just wake up. I don't say nothing. I'm on go. I don't stay long. I've been up.
Let's go.
That's the case one. I've been down.
Put the LUs in the chat.
Stay strong.
Let's go.
Summer toys for the summer boy. I keep drummer boys in the summer boy. I keep making noise. I've been paranoid. This is God bite. You can never void. I don't miss.
I don't miss.
I don't play none.
That man don't miss right there. Y'all already know what it is.
I go swish. That's an A1. I stay with no.
Put the LUs in the chat right now. Let's go.
Thanks to the tell I'm in the bank. Tell my mom I'm living good. Tell my kids don't stress a thing. I go back to back on the drops. Drop a lot and she pack the bag. She shot till we drop. These beats are up and beat them. These bags you can't believe them. I never saw the country but the money comes from Sweden.
If you're ready for the bag, put the money signs in the chat. Let's go.
Circle, I can't trust you with my freedom. Give me locked down. Keep you locked out. Only when it's here. You look pop now. I get drops now.
Woo!
On the top now.
Woo!
In the wintertime.
Woo!
Still go top down.
Woo!
I get free.
I don't miss. Hey, listen. This is about to be a fire show. All right. So look, I appreciate everybody coming on this live event right now. But first and foremost, right, we got to tell you that we may be experiencing some technical difficulties in the show. If that happens, we're going to come back to where we left off. So I just want to give you a heads up on that. But now that that is said, welcome to Level Up Legends. All right. So we got a special guest today that just a shining star, one of the shining stars that came through Level Up in Tech that really powered his way to learning what he needed to learn to get a bag. Get a bag. Body in the chat. She already know. Put the bags in the chat right now. Put the money bags in the chat because this man went and got a bag. And if you want a bag or if you already got a bag, put the money bag in the chat right now. I need to see it. But for those who don't know me, my name is Broadus. I am founder and managing member of Level Up in Tech. Here, I got a special guest. We talk about the one and only DevOps engineer, Mr. Black in Tech himself, Ernest Gibbs III. What's up, big dog? How are you?
What's going on, Broadus? How's it going today, man?
Hey, man, it's going. It's going. I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad that, honored that you take the time to really just share your story and, motivate other people to do the same thing because it's plenty of other people right now that's out there that really wants to get into tech and cloud, right? So we want to just kind of show them the motivation that you had to pull from to make it through a program like this and what actually helped you become successful. So you ready? Let's get this started because I'm super excited. All right, so I'm going to be asking you some questions. All I want you to do is tell your story to the people because they want to hear it. I'm telling you. All right?
All right,
let's go. All right, so tell us what motivated you to join Level Up in Tech and how did you first hear about it?
All right, so what really motivated me to join Level Up in Tech was last year. I basically was in a job shadowing situation where I was job shadowing, a particular position in my former job, and I did not get it. And basically, I just kind of thought about what I really want to go up and do with my tech career going forward. I pretty much settled on the cloud, and then I saw that you had your program, Level Up in Tech, and I pretty much just saw the success stories, did my research, and I said, hey, I really do want to go up and join the program and just go from there and see what happens.
That's awesome, man. So one thing I want to let y'all know what Ernest just said, right? Number one, right? If you're looking at a program or if you're looking for mentorship and you're looking at a mentor, get one that you can see the results. right? Because that man just told y'all that he joined Level Up in Tech program because he's seen the results, right? So the main thing, regardless of what anyone is telling you, whatever program you're looking at, whatever mentor you're looking at, whatever situation you're trying to do to level up, make sure it brings results, okay? So I want to make sure we give y'all that value. So tell us more about like your background before you joined. What were you doing?
All right, so I am from basically the tech support side of tech. Most people don't go up and consider tech support actual tech, but when you're working with modems, when you're working with resetting a person's password or email password, Wi-Fi password, when you're working with knock, CNOC, that's basically tech oriented. So I got to go up and help many people and just get the actual baseline of troubleshooting, because that's pretty much the foundational point. Service desk for tech, and that basically hones your skills going forward into other parts of your tech career.
Yeah, so understand, listen very closely what he's saying, right? Because those of you right now that's in a tech, I don't call it tech adjacent or tech oriented. I mean, it's tech, right? You're dealing with technology, period. So don't let no one tell you that you're not in a real tech role, right? Whether it's help desk, tech support, customer support, whatever the case may be. But understand, those of you who may be in that role right now are looking for opportunities to see how you can move forward, right? And just because you're in that role and you may have been in that role for a long time, that doesn't mean that you can't level yourself up into something else and get up out of that role and get a bigger bag, have more flexibility, a more challenging career, and better yet, unlimited opportunities to get other bags as well. Because it's never the fact of you could be stuck at this level when you're in the cloud, right? You could always go from here to here in a matter of a year, right? We have people that have done it. Okay, so listen very close to what Ernest is talking about and how he's telling his story. All right, so tell us, Ernest, like I want to know really like what are the challenges that you faced before joining the program, and how were you able to overcome them when you joined Level Up in Tech?
All right, so prior to Level Up in Tech, one of the things I did see with cloud roles and DevOps engineer roles was the fact that coding was involved in it. So I just always promised myself I would never get into coding at all, because this coding just in fact really scared me. So when I saw that, I was like, you know what's the worst that can go up and happen? I could just go up and just kind of flow through and just suck at coding, but still get better at it. So I pretty much just faced that fear down, and just pretty much when I got into the program, it wasn't as bad as I thought it would go up and be. Like right now, I'm currently learning Golang, and just for the new job that I'm going to go into, Golang is basically their language. So that's what I'm currently learning right now, and I'm enjoying it.
Think about that. You were excited to learn Golang because you were learning Python, and then you was like, "Yo, Golang!" I seen you on LinkedIn. You was posting it everywhere. So that's the thing. You went from being afraid of the code itself to learning your second language right now.
Mm-hmm.
Think about that. Well, actually, if you want to count like HashiCorp, but those who know HashiCorp is Terraform, you actually your third, and that's similar to Go. That's written Go adjacent. So you're learning your second or thirdish language right now, and you were afraid of it last year before last, and all that good stuff. And that was probably the roadblock that stopped you from pursuing those cloud roles, because you didn't want to do that. Would I be correct in saying that?
That is most definitely correct, because cloud was just never a thing a couple of years ago because of that. So
yeah, I feel you. So I know we got some of y'all out there right now. For those of you who be scared of code, right? Put no code in the chat. Let me see if you scared of code right now. Put no code, and if you're learning code right now, put coding. All right, put that in the chat. I want to see how many people out there scared of code and how many people out there that's learning code right now. So one of the major questions I really want to ask you, because you really came from that tech support role and really built yourself into a cloud engineer through the program. And now looking back, right, what mistakes do you currently see other folks making on social media that prevents them from landing roles?
What I would go up and say with that is try to be active on LinkedIn. Just try to at least post something, whether it be a technology that you're learning, a project, or maybe just offering some just encouraging posts to the community, because that will keep you out there in the limelight, I will go up and say, and just not basically go without just posting something of the sort, because everybody, from what I've seen so far, if you're active on LinkedIn, people will go up and reach out to you about a potential role, or wanting to write blogs for a company. That's from my own personal experience.
So that's the main key ingredients. Now, first of all, before I say anything else, hey y'all, I said coding, not coding. All right. So they put coding. Hold on, let me see if we can put that in. We didn't say coding, Katie. We didn't say coding, Miss Miller. We said coding. CODING. All right. So put the coding if you're learning code. All right. So I wanna make sure I adjust that real quick. So what Ernest said to y'all was, if you're not putting yourself out there, if you're not marketing yourself, right, nobody is going to know about you. Remember, I always say this: we're not employees looking for jobs. We are businesses that are looking to sell our services to companies. Okay. So as a business, how are you marketing yourself to showcase that you can solve problems? Ask yourself that, right? If you're learning tech, if you're learning code, if you're learning cloud, you're learning whatever else, whatever you're learning, right? It could be a non-technical role, like you're doing, project management or whatever. How are you showcasing what you can solve? How are you putting yourself out there, getting out of your comfort zone? Because at the end of the day, your comfort zone is what's prohibiting you from moving forward. You got to get out the bubble. Okay. Just like Ernest, when I came through and tried to learn cloud, I did it scared. Yes, I was scared that I would say something wrong on social media and somebody would come in that was an expert and chew my ass out and I would look like a dummy. But guess what? I start posting anyway because I didn't care. Because if that was the only thing that was between me and my future of having financial stability and building a great career in this industry, then I had to get over that quickly. That wasn't going to stand in the way of my bag. So you got to feel the same way. Whatever you're feeling right now, whatever anxiety that you have about tech, if you really want it and if it's a really part of your vision, you got to take whatever that's standing in your way and move it out the way and say, hey, look, I'm going to do it scared anyway. Because at the end of the day, it's going to become normal. It's going to become a habit, right? So think about that when Ernest coding becomes normal, where he's now picking up his second, even third language, right? This man just told y'all he was scared to start coding. That's what stopped him from getting into cloud even for a couple of years. So it's something right now that's holding you back. And I'm sorry I had to go in preach mode, but I feel like it was a lot of people out there that really need to hear what you have to say and what I have to say as well. All right. So what do you think is the most important? What do you think was the most important part of your success that helped you land a role?
Okay, so what I would go up and say, the most important part that I think was the fact of my projects, um, even like the last role that I tried to go after, which was like digital product owner. I had job shadowing experience, but I didn't exactly have actual hands-on experience on what to go about doing in a role like that. So
Mm.
your projects, you're telling a story. You don't have to go up and basically just tell the entire story, but tell the story about how you know about EC2 and how you basically used EC2 to stop your instances, or use Python to go up and stop your EC2 instances, excuse me, or just talk about how you know about Python or Linux, for example. Write an article about that. So it really just kind of comes down to like storytelling as the reason why I was able to land my role. And also, I informed them that I was coachable, that I was willing to go up and learn from the best at the company. I'm coming in with like 6 or 7 months of experience in the cloud. there are other people who are on the team who have 6 years, 5 years, 3 years of experience over me. So in order to basically be the best, you got to go up and learn from the best, in my opinion.
Yep. Yeah, no, I definitely agree, man. So you got to look at, you weren't just telling your story, brother. You were painting a picture because they already seen, what you was doing.
Right.
Right. So now you paint a picture, right? You really orchestrating how you can solve problems. So for those of you, think about it like this. Think about if you are a carpenter and you do bathrooms for a living, you redo and remodel bathrooms, right? What looks better if this person that you're competing with comes in and it's been, somebody told this customer about that person, like, hey, Ernest he does good bathrooms. Or if I come and not only people tell you I can do it, but I show you, even if it's my own bathroom. Like, let's say I got a house with 3 or 4 bathrooms and I redid them all and I show you a before and I show you an after picture. That's going to blow your mind even more. And then for Ernest to say you have to be coachable, for me to sit there and tell you as a carpenter, I'm willing to get feedback from you to make your dream come true, because that's in fact what you're doing at these companies. That's in fact, as a business, what you're telling these companies, I'm willing to be coachable to get better, to make the vision of this company and organization come true, to be a better impact to its customers. Tell me y'all ain't hearing me right now. Put the LU in the chat if this is super valuable to y'all right now, because I feel like we preaching right now. I feel like he giving y'all the game and I'm putting it together. I want to see the LUs right now, because that's exactly what you need to be doing, painting the picture of how you can solve problems. So if you could paint the picture and they ask you a question about the picture, it should be easy for you to talk about it because you painted it. Now, if you go and try to copy other people's picture and just outline, you know how when we was a kid, we took the little thing and we just outlined the picture, act like we drew it, and we couldn't draw it anymore. We had to outline it. We couldn't talk about our experience in drawing that. I just outlined it. I copied it. But if you go through the process of learning how to draw the picture, paint your art, then you could talk about the trials and tribulations in that. And you could talk about how you got through and were successful. And then you could say, I'm coachable and helping you reach your dreams. All right. So look, I wanted to really bring Ernest on to really show y'all that you can be successful, and regardless of what any area that you're in. All right. Ernest came through and blazed the trail for other people. And what I told him before the call, whether he realized it or not, it's other people that's looking at his success story right now, waiting for their turn. And I needed y'all to hear how he felt before starting to where he is now. All right. So, matter of fact, tell me a little bit more, Ernest. Like, tell me, what is your outlook on the future now that you went through the program, and where do you see yourself in the next 1 or 2 years?
So now the fact that I've basically gone through the program, the outlook on my future is bright. Just approaching different technologies now. I don't approach it with fear anymore. I approach it with excitement, and just with everything in Level Up, I always approached it with excitement and just wanting to go up and learn. So whether it be Azure or GCP, the next cloud service that I do go up and learn, I'm just going to be excited actually learning that. And just where I actually just see myself in 1 or 2 years, we live in a world of unpredictability. Mm-hmm. So I would go up and say with that, I just want to immerse myself in the technologies that I'm learning at my new company and getting better at those technologies and mastering that.
Yep. So just like Ernest said he's going to be Kobe in the gym at 4 a.m. in the morning.
There you go.
That's exactly what he's going to be, right? So you're not going to get better if you don't practice every day. Hey, look, I'm talking to some of y'all, those ones that, I'm going to do it Monday and then I'm going to turn around and pick it up Friday. And I've been doing that for 3 months, but now I want a job. That ain't going to happen. And if you do get lucky and get one, you might not keep it, because you know why? You don't even know what it costs to get it. So you got people like Ernest and other people like him who's working their butt off every day and continuing to get better every day, even though they reached their goal They got bigger goals now. That's what's going to happen for you. You're going to have bigger goals when you get into this industry, or even when you transition into that new role. So the question you need to ask yourself is, how bad do I want it? Do I want it weekend bad, or I want it bad every day? Because a lot of y'all just want it because you see it. And then when you get the chance to actually work to get it, you don't want to put in that work, even though it's temporary. I'm talking to somebody out here. I'm talking to somebody right now who's sitting there lazy because they don't want to do the work, but yet they want to talk about they want a job in the next 90 days. How? How you going to get that? So listen to what Ernest is saying right now, and listen to what I'm telling you. If you don't move past your fears, if you don't start learning, if you don't start articulating what you're learning on social media, meaning putting out what you're learning, regardless if it's wrong or right? Just showcasing what you're building, showcasing your opportunities to solve problems, all right? Nobody is going to give you an opportunity because they don't know what you can do. You haven't marketed yourself. And one tip I'm going to give y'all before we hop off this short call. For those of you who are doing the work and you're banging your head against the wall for the projects that you're trying to learn or whatever, even if you can't get the project right, share the project anyway. Ask for help. Put the project on LinkedIn right now and say, hey, I've been working with this project for the last couple of days. I can't get it to work. This is what I tried. Has anyone else had any experience doing this? And what you're going to find is your inbox or your comments are going to light up with people who have more experience than you that are willing to help you. And when you start working with those people and figuring out how to build this project and get it right, those people are actually going to remember your name when a role comes up at their organization. And that person that can help you could be the hiring manager. I've worked with Ernest on the project. Even though it's on LinkedIn, I know Ernest is sharp. I know he's hungry. I know he's ready to solve problems, and he's coachable because he took what I gave him and he made it work. I want him in there. I don't want nobody else. Maybe we can go and interview other people just for a formality, but I want Ernest because I work with Ernest. That's how you're going to get the job. All right. So put the LUs in the chat. If this is all too familiar or if I'm making sense, I want to make sure we give you the value. I want to make sure you leave here with a fire lit under your ass to move forward into your career. Because if you don't after this call, I don't know what's wrong with you. You must don't want it. And you on this call for nothing. So you might as well just hang up and just go ahead and start watching TV or do whatever you're going to do. All right. So with that being said, Ernest, tell people where they can find you. And if you can, go ahead and put the links in the comments, big dog.
All right. So you can find me on LinkedIn at Ernest Gibbs III. Or if you are on IG, you can follow my page, which is my tech page, Black in Tech. It's on the shirt right here. BLACK, the letter NTECH. That's where you can find me.
Hey, listen, make sure you hit that man up today. Pick his brain if that's cool with you. Pick his brain. Talk about
a lot of wisdom to give and a lot of just insight to go up and give.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. It's about networking, right? So listen, I always do this on every live, right? If you are a person who's ready for change, if you heard the words that came out of my mouth and Ernest's mouth today, and you're motivated, you fired up, you ready for the next level in your life, you willing to do whatever it takes, and it's only a temporary period that you're going to have to be able to sacrifice to doing this work. If you're ready for a big bag, if you're ready for a challenging yet rewarding career that's going to give you levels of life that you never thought you can have, right? I want to invite you right now, put level up in the comments. We're going to get with you in the next 24 hours. We're going to have a conversation on how we can help you. If you're a good fit, we're going to take you to the moon, right? Put level up in the comments right now for a special promotion to join our next cohort, which starts in June right now, okay? So just like Ernest and just like a lot of other success we had this prior week, you could be the next success story. The only person that's holding you back is yourself. Maybe you have analysis paralysis. Maybe you have anxiety. Maybe nobody told you you can do it. Maybe you don't see anybody that look like you in this industry. Maybe you just feel like you weren't smart enough. I'm here to tell you, you all that and above. Just like Ernest believed in himself, you got to do it. Just like, look, they cheering him on. That man right there. Mama, there goes that man. Got the bag and here to tell you how to get more. All right. So with that being said, join our group. We got a Facebook group. We do these lives all the time. We want to make sure we give you the value that you want. The Facebook group link right there is on the screen. Type that in, fill out the questionnaire, get in the group right now. I want you to be around hungry people that's just like you. I want you to be around mentors that's just like you. And ultimately, I want to be able to, in some way, some fashion, have me and my team be able to impact your life and say we played a part in helping you get in the cloud. If anyone wants to get in the cloud right now, we want to be a part of their lives, okay? So we thank y'all so much for joining us on this short live. We want to talk to Ernest about how he leveled up in tech and he became a level up legend, because that's exactly what he is. Join us next week. We got more level up legends coming over, and we're going to keep hitting you over the head with the gems, all right? So we appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much. Ernest, tell them where they can find you at again, brother. Tell them again, because they ain't hear you.
Find me on LinkedIn at Ernest Gibbs III, or if you're on IG, follow me at Black in Tech. That is BLACK, the letter NTECH.
Let's go. Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much. You know, I'm gonna play my favorite song again. Let me see where we at. We're gonna leave
I
out
don't
with
go
this.
bust and I go plain Jane, watch me ski. Yeah, I see you now, I could tell you watching me. I go ghost, but tell me I'm more like his lead. Rockstar, baby.